The verb take. You probably use it all the time, right? But it's also one of the trickiest verbs in English, and it leads to a ton of super common mistakes. So today, we're going to tackle it. We're going to master it so you can start using it with total confidence. Okay, let me ask you something. Think back, maybe the last time you were at a cafe or just hanging out with a friend. You wanted to invite them for a drink. What words did you use? Does a specific phrase pop into your head? Did you maybe say something like this? Would you like to take a coffee? Yeah? Does that sound familiar? I mean, it kind of seems like it should make sense, but this is actually one of the biggest, most common mistakes English learners make. And hey, if you've said that before, don't even worry about it. You are definitely not alone. The real key here is figuring out why it's not quite right. And that's exactly what we're going to break down right now. Okay, so let's get into it. Why is take a coffee wrong? Well, it's because take isn't your average verb. It's actually part of this special little family of words that has a very unique job. And this brings us to this idea of a light verb. You might also hear it called a dialexical verb. Just think of it like this. It's a verb that's, well, a little empty by itself. It really needs to team up with a noun to have a full, complete meaning, and take is the perfect example of this. And take isn't flying solo here. Oh no, it's part of a whole family of these light verbs that you are definitely using all the time. Words like have, give, make, do, and go. The trick is that each of these verbs has its own favorite noun partners that it likes to work with. So you see, this secret is really all about the partnership. The whole key is just knowing which nouns are the right match for take. So let's dive in and look at some of the most common combos. All right, first up, washing and resting. This is a big one. You don't do a shower, right? You take a shower. You don't make a rest, you take a rest. Same for taking a bath, taking a nap, or taking a break. These phrases are just locked in. They're the ones that sound totally natural, like, man, I really need to take a break. And this goes for a bunch of other everyday actions too. For instance, you always take a photo or take a walk. Now, a super common mistake is to say make a photo or make a risk, but nope, the right verb here is take. And trust me, getting these little pairings right, it makes a huge difference in how natural you sound. Okay, so now things get a little bit trickier, because some phrases with take can have more than one meaning. Take care is the perfect example. If you say you're going to take care of something, like your cat, it means you're looking after it. But if you just say, take care to someone as they're leaving, you're just telling them to be careful. See the difference? Here's another one where context is everything. The phrase take advantage of. This one can be positive, right? Like, let's take advantage of the sunny weather and go to the beach. You're just using an opportunity. But it can also have a really negative meaning, like you're unfairly exploiting someone. He's taking advantage of her kindness. The entire meaning just flips depending on the situation. All right, so now that we've got the basic combos down, let's level up. We're going to build on that foundation and move into something you'll use constantly, phrasal verbs. Let's kick things off with a super common one. Take off. This one's got two main meanings. First, it's just about removing clothes. I'm going to take off my coat. Easy enough. The second one is what a plane does when it leaves the ground. The plane is about to take off. So what if you want to talk about starting a new hobby? What verb do you use? Well, that's where take up comes in. It just means you're starting a new activity. Could be a sport, something creative, even a new habit. I think I'm going to take up painting. And a really great way to lock this one in your memory is to think about its opposite, give up. They're a perfect pair. You take up something new and you give up something old. They're just two sides of the same coin when we're talking about our habits. Next up, we've got takeover. The key word for this one is control. When you take over, you are grabbing the reins from someone else. It could be a simple task, a big project at work, or even an entire company. I like this one. Take after. This is what you say when you're similar to an older family member. It can be about the way you look, your personality, even those little quirks and mannerisms you have. Like, everyone says I take after my grandfather. Takeaway is pretty straightforward. It's quite literal. It just means to remove something from a place or a person. A parent might take a toy away, or you could take away the dishes from the table. And finally, let's talk about takeout. Now, yeah, this can mean getting food to go from a restaurant, But in a social situation, it means you're inviting someone to go somewhere with you, like to dinner or a movie, and usually the idea is that you're going to pay. It's a really, really common phrase for dating and socializing.
Wow. Okay, we've covered a ton of ground here, haven't we? From the basic idea of light verbs all the way to a whole toolkit of phrasal verbs. So let's pull it all together now and give you a super clear path to follow.
So your path to mastering the verb take is actually pretty simple. Just 3 steps. Step 1, always remember it's a light verb. It needs a noun partner to work. Step 2, start learning those correct pairings for things like washing, resting, and other common actions. And step 3, just start practicing. Use these common phrasal verbs in your everyday chats. Look, the absolute best way to make any of this stick is to actually use it. So I have a little challenge for you. Which one of these phrases with take are you going to try to use today? Just pick one, give it a shot in a real conversation, and see how it feels. Thanks for hanging out with me, and happy learning.